Mm-mm-mm. Third time's a charm. I went to share. I guess if I share and come back, that don't sound like a good idea based off what happened on the last one. Hello, hello. So I'm just going to not do that. It's only almost charged. I'll plug that in next. Let me see. I was still counting. But should be good. This time, hopefully. Hopefully. Wait, what's it? Bro. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in, tell a friend. So come on over. Come on over to my place. I'm sure it's still counting. I don't know what the problem is with this thing. It's annoying. It's beyond annoying, especially when I want to come on here real quick. Because then it be throwing off what I got to get my thoughts together and everything once it actually starts working the way it's supposed to. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Come on in here on a Good Friday evening. Okay. Hello, hello. I don't know what's been happening with the comments lately. I'll end the live stream and it'll tell me I had several comments, but I don't even see them. A couple of them I've ended in the last few days. Or when I ended it, there was multiple comments, and they never showed up for me, but I could see them now. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Please double tap the screen for a like. I was saying I'd be losing my train of thought because literally had to just think about what was I here to talk about anyway. Thank you. I appreciate that. Both of y'all. Thank you so much. I'm over here about the street sector. I ain't gonna be here too long. If you follow it, first of all, hello, hello. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Hope you had a fabulous Friday. This is Kiss the Ring, and I am back off in this thing. Listen, I am here this time about the street sector. Now, I did a little joke, part 1. I got part 2 sort of done. I just need make a couple little tweaks that I was planning to do today. It's been kind of a busy day, and I'm kind of tired right now. I'm having a snack, but Having a little snack, and then I'm about to go to sleep. Thanks for the hearts. This is regarding whatchamacallit, the street sector. So I had done a little parody on Maya. From the ASI group, the street sector. It's all comedy. Called Maya Does Target. And the question was, because y'all know I'll be having some questions. Please double tap the screen for a like. So my question was, will Maya call Marcus? Will Maya let Marcus give her a ride to Target? It was going to be Thursday or Friday, because when he asked her, is that ever going to happen? She said, yeah. Yeah. Are you really a manager at Meijer? Yeah. I mean, what the hell? What am I saying? Target? Are you really a manager at Target? Yeah. And I'm talking about whatever. I watched somebody else's channel. I heard them say something. I think I might have just said the wrong thing. Anyway, I don't know if I did or not. But anyway, he said, are you really a manager at Target? Are you really going to let me give you a ride? Because the people saying you don't really work at Target. Yeah. He said, okay, let me give you a ride to Target. When can I give you a ride? She said, eyes all over the place, face, head moving all over the place, thinking a mile a minute. Excuse me, I mean these sour grapes, frozen sour grapes, and boy, are they sour. Anyway, she's thinking a mile a minute, and she gonna turn around and say, her response was, hold on, let me get my mind right. I better stop eating the sour stuff. It's throwing my train of thought off. Let me get my focus together. Said, yeah, you can give me a ride. I love to save a little coin. That's how she responded. He said, when? She said, well, I'm off right now. She said, but I go back, she in slow motion with it. Like, girl, if you work and you off work, baby, you know exactly when you go back. Because if you off work, you like, every day is like wonderful. And every day that goes by is one day closer to you returning to work. And I don't care how much you love your job, unless it's your own business and you making your money for yourself, depending on what that own business is. Because apparently she is in her own business, making money for herself and her family. Anyway, other than that, you gonna know, because before you know it, it's gonna be Thursday or Friday. She like, Friday. And that's why I said Thursday. That's why I wrote it like that, because she's like, Thursday, Friday. And he was like, okay, Friday, I'm gonna give you a ride, take you back to work. Oh, she pretended like she chipper and upbeat about it. She's like, yeah, I saved me a little coin. I mean, she says she takes the bus normally, so I guess every penny counts, but it ain't like she was taking Uber and he's gonna give her a ride instead. Hell, and if she worked for real shit, she would have been asking, like, you gonna drop me off and pick me up? You know what I'm saying? How much is that interview gonna be worth? But she was hesitant. And I was like, first of all, where there's smoke, there's fire. People are calling in about her, different people with their stories. That brings suspicion. That raises suspicion. Maya wanting to be besties with Quita raises suspicion. She in that hotel room. She got the hookup where she can send the kid down the way to whoever the motel babysitter is. And then she has her whatever, she got her thing going on. So here's what prompted me to go live. I was listening to Troy's World talk about Maya, and I listened to him play the um calls. There was two of them that I listened to so far. I didn't listen to the whole live. This is how far I got. Calls from two different people. The first one called in and said that she worked at Walmart. I'm pretty sure she said Walmart. And she observed a situation where Maya got caught stealing. Now, I remember Marcus asking Maya about claims that she got caught stealing, and Maya said that it was the children that were stealing. She got called up to the store, and she basically took the fall for the kids. But the caller saying that she done stole on more than one occasion and involved the kids, but not in a she's covering for the kids because they're the ones stealing kind of way. So Maya might be has sticky finger 5 discount type of female person, right? She just might be that because apparently she didn't been in what they call oh shoot, I forgot what he said. Is it Wright Street? What they call it? The jail or something? I think that's what he said. Wright Street. Um oh, is it? Oh, I know. I was trying to think Fulton County or something, but I think he said Wright Street. Um I think that's what Marcus calls it. But anyway, so she didn't been in there, and for stealing. And so then another lady called in and talked about how she tried to help Maya, and Maya was walking up and down Candle Road. Is it, do they be saying Candle or Camel? I think they say Candle. Like the thing that you burn, right? She was walking up and down Candle Road, and working, and that her husband was her pay manager. I'm gonna put it like that because I don't know if you could just say P. You know how this algorithm is so sensitive about everything. PIMP. So I'm gonna call it a pay manager, right? And but anyway, saying that was a situation with her husband. Now this woman said that happened in 2021. And she tried to help Maya. She felt sorry for her, all the things, blah, 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 right? So apparently, the comment section is questioning the validity of whether or not Maya is a street walking 304. Well, let me just tell you this. This is only my opinion. I don't know Maya. I don't know any of the folks that get interviewed. I'm nowhere near from their area. Okay, boom. But, so here's my opinion, my unsolicited opinion. First of all, I never thought that Maya worked at Target, because even when she initially said she worked at Target, she seemed like she was nervously spitting something out. It wasn't an answer. She didn't sound like how you normally answer, like somebody say something to you about where you work, and you, like, if you're going to tell them where you work, you say whatever. I mean, however you answer it, it didn't sound like that. It sounded like a nervous kind of say anything kind of yeah, Target. Like, that's how it sounded to me. Like, she just was like, the first thing that came to her head was Target. She just kind of spurted out, I'm a manager at Target. Like, I was like, okay, I don't really believe you based off the way you answer. And then the people started calling in and disputing it. And I'm like, okay, here's the thing. So here is my response. As far as, like I said, I see people in the comment section, believing and also doubting. Does Maya work at Target? Why would Maya lie? Blah, 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 blah. Well, first of all, Maya has a CPS case where she is trying to get her kids back and keep the kid that she has, I guess. But definitely get her kids back. She said that she has a DFW or whatever, the DCF whatever is called, um in her area, case, and she's trying to get her kids back. So why would she want to tell the government that she's a street walking 304? Maybe she isn't always a street walking 304. She isn't aging backwards like somebody who literally does that a whole lot, and that's really what they do. Maybe it's also because she ain't indulging in a bunch of other stuff while doing it. I'm not really sure. But a lot of times, if they do it a whole lot, it shows up in their faces, and it's not showing up in her face. So I'm not sure what her backstory is when it comes to that. But also, even if it's a little or a lot or as needed or however that works for her, why would she want to tell, first of all, why would she want to tell the government ever that she's a streetwalker? And then if she's trying to get her kids back, why would she want to say that? And then she has two teenage girls. So why would she want her teenage girls to know that, especially if she's the type of mother who wants better for her kids? One second. So she's at least smarter than some of the other interviewees in terms of that, because she is not willing to put it out there and she is keeping it discreet. I say hats off to her for not just telling it all. Yeah, Marcus pays you for an interview. Yes, he says he wants transparency. Yes, he's going to lecture them if they start clamming up. So she playing it right. Tell him you a manager at Target. She managing something and she got targets. But she might not be a put it together a manager at Target, okay? But she's managing her targets, okay? Managing to get in and out of cars, managing to do a couple of transactions and get some change, managing to keep her business off of his channel and off of everybody ears, Listen, you ain't got to tell it. For when I see the interviewees, not the ones who be capping so hard you can clearly tell that they are, but ones that, they tell it a certain way, like, fine, because you don't have to tell him all your business. And if you need that little 10, or if you the one to get a little bit more, a little 20 or whatever, and you need that money for whatever, take it and tell him what you want to tell him so he'll leave you the hell alone and you get your money without the pressure of you being like, well, I don't want to tell what I do for real. So I'm not mad at her. But here, this is my point, though. Let me get around to the point, though. Um, well, actually, before I get to the main point, let me say this. I just think that Maya has a lot to lose by admitting that she is a streetwalker. So that's another reason that she's not going to tell it. Now she getting caught up in her Target situation, so she ghosted she ghosted Marcus. But I actually think that it's hilarious, and I'm kind of glad that it happened the way that it did, because Marcus had put up the Patreon and got caught in the mirror in only his socks, which, let you know he done took Maya down through there. But hell, Maya was throwing that little, at him from day one, talking about how she wanted to lick his beard. And apparently he let her lick the beard and probably the top of his head. So for that reason, I think it's hilarious that she is ghosting him right now. He has a huge ego, if you ask me. If you ask me, nobody asked me, but I'm asking myself. Marcus has a huge ego. And so for Maya to be ghosting him is hilarious, especially how he be out here womanizing these homeless women, and he think he is the man. He think he the man. And now she ghosted him. And he probably so big up on himself, like I bought her a little, rainbow outfit. I done hooked her up and got her a makeover. I done did all the things. He probably think he the man, straight up the man. And she ghosting him because she don't want her real business out there. So let me round it up to the main point that made me actually go live. The people that are questioning what the truth is, or how much it matters, because it's old. If it's from the person who has a story that's old, it's not current. Although it does seem to me, it looks like it's maybe from then until now. Is her situation. This is what I have to say. Plenty of people get interviewed on his channel, Marcus's channel, as long as it has existed. Um, from they're from all over. They might be in Atlanta. That might be where they landed. But these folks be from some of everywhere. And guess what? Some of them have family, friends, people that know them that will contact him and say, hey, sometimes they're like, that's my relative. I've been looking for them. Sometimes they're like, that story is bullish. Here's the truth. A situation like this with Maya hasn't happened. But occasionally people do call and say that here's what really happened. Now, sometimes they don't always be, I think sometimes the people contacting him to tell the truth don't always tell the truth because they be trying to protect themselves. I've seen situations where interviewees have told him a story, even if they didn't say a name, or they might have said the role the person plays in their life, like mother, father, baby daddy, something like that. And then that person ends up reaching out to Marcus to so-called tell the truth to try to straighten it out. I've seen that where they're contradicting the original story, but most of the time that I've seen that, that's a person that calls themselves protecting themselves from whatever story was originally told. I have not seen it be a situation where people are calling and saying, hey, this is what really happened, or this is what I saw. They have no interest in the story. They're not protecting their image. It doesn't involve them, but they're witness to something involving that person. It's no win or lose for the person that's calling. That is the reason why I believe the people that are calling in. That's the reason why. And them remembering so much of it, maybe it had an impact on them to the point that they remember it. Now, not a lot of people aren't going to go to the extent of making a phone call to say, here's what's really happening, with somebody that they don't know, but others will. And goodness only knows how many people have a story on her. For some of them to have Maya, what am I trying to say? Goodness only knows how many people have a story on Maya for people to be calling into a phone line and saying, hey, this is really the truth. So I personally think that Maya is, I want to say, I said a streetwalker, but I don't actually think that she walks the streets. I don't. I think she does dates. It's not funny. I That is not funny for real. But I think that she jumps in and out of cars. Yes, I do. I don't think she walk up and down the street. I don't know how that go. I think she might have some of them coming in and out that motel room. And then her son go down the way to wherever she has sent them that day that she wanted to do the interview with Marcus. And she get her money and then she pay the lady cash as she gets her own cash, and then she just keep it pushing. That's what I think happened. That's just my opinion of what's happening in Maya's situation. So whether she walk in the street, whether they come into her hotel room, regardless of what is happening, I think that Maya is a 304. But like I said, and I'll round it up by just reiterating my other point. As much as I have made jokes about it, and I'm going to continue because I did a part one of Maya Does Target, from what I envision is really happening in the situation. And I had to hurry. I felt like I had to hurry up and get it out there before Thursday and definitely before today so that when Marcus didn't take her to work, because I didn't know how she was going to dodge him, but I knew she was going to duck him one way or another. And he wasn't going to take her to work because I don't believe that she works at Target. So I was like, let me get that out there real quick. And like I said, if you didn't hear, I got a couple little edits to make or whatever to the short. And then I got part two rolling. Okay. Because, you know, you got to look at part one to see what happened and then what's going to happen next. But I think that, but I was saying, you know, in closing, I'm just saying I do give credit to Maya for being smart enough not to put Marcus in her business. It's not his business. So maybe she played him a little bit. You know what I mean? I think she was talking about licking his beard and how handsome he was because he looked like money to her. You know, to her, I think he looked like money. And I think that she just thought maybe she'd get her a regular little John or a regular little piece or whatever. That's what he looked like to her. She like, ooh, this a John that, oh, he be giving her 10 and her 20 and her 30. Oh, he can do interviews and give it $100 in a day. Oh yeah. She wanted a piece of that. She wanted a piece of that. And so, you know, she smiled at him and she see him complimenting her and he giving her tips or whatever, and she playing that role, you know, that little docile role and soft spoken, and he's like, talk like this, and she's changing up what she's saying and fitting into what he want her to be. And at first I was looking like, what the hell is she doing? This girl over here dying to be skeezed. But now that I look back, I'm like, actually, she might be playing Marcus and beating him at his own game. She might she might be beating him at his own game. Maybe she don't care for real. She just want a piece of change. She got a husband anyway, so you know what I'm saying? A husband that's locked up, but still a husband. So at the end of the day, she might have just been trying to get some money. And whatever money she made from what she did, who knows? She might have put some money on her husband's books. But look like she beat Marcus at his own game. I don't know. We shall see. Will he catch up to Marcus catch up to Maya? Time will only tell. But since it's a small city, since in terms of the area of it that they dwell in, that they roam in, he's gonna bump into her. He's dealing with these folks that he's interviewing, which she's in that same circle, so talk is gonna travel back and forth. He already done popped up on her. She wasn't taking his call. She done ghosted him, and he done popped up on her at the place where she's staying. And so, you know, he probably what he gonna do? Is he out there stalking? He gonna keep popping up on you gonna talk to me, damn it. That huge ego is not gonna do too well with the fact that she ghosted him, in my opinion. And so, you know, he gonna bump into her one way or another. And then he probably going, oh, I'm gonna ask the hard questions. You know, I ask the hard questions. That's how he talks. And then he gonna try to force her to answer what she really does and put it on camera for the whole world. He giving Vlad type vibes. He on some spy type ish. Leave people alone. If they don't want to tell you they life, they business, they truth, damn, like who do you think you are to try to force people to put their stuff out there? Some people gonna tell you everything. That's their foolish mistake. And then some people gonna be a little bit wiser and know a little bit better. It seemed like that Maya is one of the few that got it. And listen, I was slow to really read it. And I'm like, hopefully I'm reading it right because I'm changing my mind a little bit because of the way she playing this Target situation. So, again, good for her. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and get up out of here. Y'all, let me know. What do you think is going to happen? You think Marcus going to keep uh I don't want to call him the S word, but is he going to keep on pressing, looking around, being pressed to find Maya? Is Maya going to pop up? Is he going to be able to find her? How well is she going to duck and dodge him? Is he going to find her in a manager outfit at Target? He going to go to every single Target in the area to see if he can't find Maya manager. What manager Maya is what I was trying to say. He gonna go to all the Target. He gonna go to all the Target and try to find my shit. Why I can't say it? Manager Maya is what I wanted to say. Is he going to go to all of them and find her? I guarantee you, he gonna have word on the street looking for her, and he'll find. I don't know. I would say, do you think he gonna find her? What y'all think he gonna do? And does Maya really work at Target? Maybe they changed their schedule today, and she couldn't get him to give her a ride because she had to go to work earlier or later, and she was asleep. Who knows? Man, or is she really a 304? And then the other thing is, do you believe that the people in their stories about her, do you think that um there's some validity to the stories? And I guess I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, let me get up out of here. And thanks everybody that came in. If you didn't hit the like button, please double tap the screen for a like. Or if you catch this on the replay, please hit that thumbs up for a like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing to my channel. I am a new and up and coming content creator, and I can I'll talk about a little bit of anything. It's a variety of topics going on here, hot topics, trending topics, um uh go the things that are going on in the street sector, and also the goings on in the LA sector. And so, with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. I hope y'all have a wonderful Friday evening. And y'all already know I wish y'all peace, love, and blessings. And I am going to catch y'all on the rebound. I am out of here. Peace.